How many of these apps have you tried? There are literally hundreds of them, and people switch every day from one app to the other, from one system to the next, hoping for a quick fix to their productivity problems. And I'm always surprised by the number of blogs and articles and websites dedicated to switching from one app to the other. These writers constantly change the app they use, constantly describe this process of trying to optimize their workflow. But it feels like in the meantime, they've actually lost their productivity. And this is the real problem. We are so obsessed with trying to optimize our productivity that in the meantime, we've forgotten to be productive. So today, I'm hoping to make you break free of this constant circle of app hopping, and I'm going to give you some suggestions to improve your productivity using whatever system you already use without the need to switch to a different app. Let's get started. So let's step back for a second and define what a productivity system is in order to understand how we can tackle productivity issues. A productivity system is made in its core of three components, just three. The first one is a master task list. This is where you write everything you may want to do, from things you want to do, things you have to do, things you need to do, maybe because of your family, and it can grow as long as you want. I recommend keeping it short and focused, but there's nothing preventing you from making it grow to being a wish list that includes everything you may want to do in life at some point. The next step is the plan of action. This is where you take a few items from your master to-do list and decide that you want to tackle them today, or this week, or in the next sprint, whatever time box you use. And then you move to the next component, which is execution. This is the most important step. It's where the work actually gets done. No distractions, no excuses. You work on the thing you said you wanted to tackle. And actually, this is a great measure of success, whether you were able to complete the things you said you wanted to complete in the time allocated and without distractions. Ironically, however, the execution step is exactly where the majority of productivity issues arise. And it's also the place where the majority of the procrastination happens. So, once we've defined what a productivity system is, let's go back one step to the original question, productivity apps. So, every time you switch from one app to the other or from one system to the next, you're just reshaping the first two components, the way you manage your master task list and the way you plan your actions. And these apps, don't get me wrong, are great at slicing your tasks in any way you want. You can color code them, organize them, prioritize them, sequence them. You can do lots of things. But they don't tackle the most important phase, which is execution. And here's the kicker. The majority of productivity issues are in the execution phase, not in the planning or in the management of the task list. Having said that, your productivity can improve with a few changes even in the first two components. So let's review all of them one by one and see what we can do to improve our productivity without changing system and without changing apps. So let's start with your master task list. A list which is too long becomes overwhelming. And when a list is overwhelming, that leads to indecision and inaction because you really struggle to find what to work on next. You find it difficult to isolate lines in this very long list that relate to tasks that are valuable to you. So my recommendation is to keep that list very short and very focused. Maybe even consider creating a not to-do list, which I've already described on the channel, link here, which really aims at collecting all the items that you do not want to work on so that you can streamline your master task list. The next thing is plan of action. Now, this is really important. Keep it manageable. Don't overcommit. Every day, pick 3 important items from your master to-do list and commit to completing them. And of course, if 3 is too much, go down to 2, maybe even down to 1. The important bit is that you commit to completing these things and you then complete them. A winning mindset is built on a long stream of small victories. And there is nothing preventing you from adding more tasks during the day after you've completed the first 3. But setting the goal of completing 3 and completing 7 will feel much better than setting the goal of completing, say, 15 and completing 10. Even if in the end you've completed more, in that second scenario, you will always have a feeling of underachievement. In the first scenario, you will have a boost in self-confidence because every day you complete more than you've defined. And Jeff Bezos once said, "I want my managers to make just a few important decisions per year." So imagine what you could accomplish if you set a target to completing 3 important, valuable tasks per day, in a year you will have completed more than 1,000 valuable items, and that would be a success in any productivity system. Finally, execution. This is where most people struggle. And of course, depending on your preferences, your circumstances, you may have different ways to execute your tasks. In my case, if I can give you a suggestion, I would say try to use your most productive hours of the day. In my case, this is the morning. I think in many cases, this is mornings. And also try and complete your tasks as soon as you can in the day. This will really boost your self-confidence. And by the way, you will have the rest of the day for you. You can just relax, you can do more tasks, you can do whatever you want, knowing that you've already accomplished what you wanted to accomplish. And by the way, the feeling of accomplishment that you get from completing, say, your 3 tasks in the morning or the same 3 tasks in the evening is way bigger if you complete things in the morning. I don't know why. It's probably because you know that you are sorted for the day and you've started strong, and maybe that momentum keeps going through the rest of the day. I don't know, but that's definitely my recommendation. When I do this, when I complete my stuff in the morning, I'm way happier and satisfied than when I complete those things, the same things, in the evening. So, going back to the original topic of this video, does a perfect productivity app or system actually exist? Well, the answer is, of course, no. I don't think we should even try to find a perfect app. I think we should strive to find a good enough app or system, something that covers 80% of your needs. That's good enough. And the rest, that 20%, you can bridge, you can compensate using your brain, your behavior, your habits, your consistency. So pick any app and probably stick to the app you already have. That probably already covers 80% of what you need. And create a set of habits that will give you the consistency to complete those tasks and bridge that 20%. Because remember, creating the winning mindset is just a case of being consistent enough to deliver a long stream of small victories. This is everything for now. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you found this useful, and see you soon.